I was actually shocked in 2016 when I started getting more engaged in the political process in Kenya. I was shocked, and I asked many of the, at the time, the ODM legislators, why on earth an opposition party can legislate to have electronic transmission of results as mandatory. You must be crazy to do that. And I still stand on that. It's crazy for any electoral in the context that we find ourselves in. It is crazy for us or anybody that thinks that they want to have a transparent election in this country to mandate that you only have mandatory transmission of results electronically, because you don't control the technology. You will never control the technology. And it's one of the things that I found interesting about Kenyans, let me put it that way, that every time I would go on radio, on TV, I would say very clearly that on the technical aspects of elections, if it relates to voter registration, if it's the polling stations, I can assure you that we are prepared as a commission to do so. I would say it on TV. Then I would add that on the transmission of results, the technology is not in our hands. And the headlines, and nobody would ever question me further on what I meant by on the technology side. We don't have, because we didn't have control of that technology, and the Commission does not have control of the technology, and they will not have control of the technology as long as we have a system in which, institutions have been, how can I call it, the state capture of institutions in that manner. If I was to ever run as a candidate, as a presidential candidate, one of the things that I will push for is that results are announced at the constituency level, not even county level. I saw, Umweri, you were suggesting that they be in your paper, it's the county, at the county level. No, because if you go by the Maina Kiai High Court decision, that results as announced at the polling station are final, right? And if we go by the law in which the returning officer, right? The returning officer, the constituency returning officer, is the returning officer for presidential results. So we should be able to we should push for the results at every constituency level to be announced there. Why is it that you will announce the results, the final tally of the votes for the member of parliament at the constituency level? Yeah, right? But you want to carry all the results for the presidential, and you want to wait for them to be announced in Bomas or KICC or what? That tallying has to happen, and announcement of the results at the constituency level, which then means that if I am a presidential candidate, I will be focusing on ensuring that at least in all the 290 constituencies, I have very strong agents that are ensuring that the tallying that is coming from the constituency, from the very polling stations at the constituency level, matches what the returning officer at the constituency level is doing. So we can fix some of these things, and we do not need a lot of technology, frankly, to do that. We cannot substitute technology for trust. We cannot substitute technology for transparency. We must create the transparent systems in place, and technology facilitates that.